bringing you more updates on that story. For now, shifting our focus and talking about Ram Rahim's parole. Well, we know that it was a day after that rape convict and murder accused Ram Rahim was granted a 40-day parole to attend a function. And we have also accessed the copy of the Punjab and Haryana High Court's order of April 2022, signifying that the Haryana government did not follow the rules and supported Ram Rahim's parole. And in the order, it was stated that furlough can be granted once in a year in cases where sentence is not less than 4 years, and the first furlough exceeds to 21 days and thereafter maximum for 14 days. At this point of time, I have been joined by a panel of guests to speak more on this. Mr. Swapnil Kothari is a senior lawyer, is joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Bhupendra Singh Rawat is a BJP spokesperson, is also with us. And Advocate Kapil Madan, he is of course a political analyst, is also joining us on the broadcast. I come to you, Mr. Kothari, first to speak on this. Don't you think this is firstly a mockery of justice to the victims who are currently, in a situation where they feel that they will not be given any justice when this person within 2 months is out on parole nicely for 40 days previously, and again he's been granted a parole?
Well, a parole, I wouldn't say it's a mockery of justice because he's been sentenced. He has to serve his sentence completely. A parole is given to people to reconnect with the society, to do their affairs, to breathe some fresh air. It is as per the Prisons Act. It is as per the rules of the parole rules that govern all of these situations. And at the same time, it doesn't mean that he does not have to serve his sentence. He'll have to go back because it's 40 days. He'll have to go back and he'll have to serve his sentence. I believe he was given parole I think a year ago as well. So I think he's been given now. And from time to time, they do get parole. Furlough means that you don't then serve your sentence. So furlough is a separate issue. I won't talk about it. I'd rather talk about something which is there at the moment, which is going on, which is parole. I wouldn't believe that it is injustice for the simple reason I wouldn't view this convict any different from any other convicts. Obviously, they've seen some good behavior at his end. Whether you say that it is because of some political reasons that he can influence some politics and try to garner votes for the BJP is like saying that when you arrest some high-flying person, it amounts to political vendetta. Or when you arrest a star kid, it amounts to attacking Bollywood. So all of these arguments do not work in a court of law. What works in a court of law is that there is an application made by Mr. Ram Rahim. Whether or not his application qualifies under the rules, whether or not he deserves, as per the jail superintendent, whether he was having good behavior, whether he's going to commit any crime when he goes out, all of those things the court is satisfied and then grants him parole. So to say that this is injustice would have been had he been remitted a sentence or had he been told that, okay, you can live a free life now. That would be injustice. Or even remission of his sentence by even 1 day. Because according to me, if he's given a certain amount of sentence for raping and murdering 2 women, then he has to serve the full sentence. There cannot be any remission on that, regardless of howsoever good his behavior may be during that entire period of his sentence. So this has to be viewed purely from a technical perspective. It cannot be viewed, playing emotions to the gallery. So I would not view it as injustice. I would rather prefer that somebody were to come and say that parole should not have been granted because this is the rule and the rules have been violated in favor of Ram Rahim. Then I would believe that yes, injustice has been committed and he's used his influence and clout, etc. All of those things would come into the picture then. But otherwise, the answer to that is no, because he's going to go back and then still serve his sentence.
All right, Mr. Kothari, point taken at that, and I would like to now have a political reaction here. Mr. Bhupendra Singh Rawat of the BJP is joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Rawat, when it comes to a situation like this, when this convict, especially Ram Rahim, who's quite a controversial figure there, he is out on parole, and do you also agree to Mr. Kothari saying that this is not a mockery of justice?
Hello.
All right, Bhupendra Rawat ji, if you can hear me.
No, I'm not Bhupender Raut, I'm Bhupender Singh Gelawat. Bhupender Singh Gelawat from
All right, sir.
Haryana.
I would apologize for that. All right, sir. Mr. Glawat, on that point, when it comes to
I can
this
I can speak
situation,
in Hindi.
do you also?
Okay, I can understand. I
All
can
right.
speak in Hindi. देखिए हरियाणा में जो सरकार है
Sir, yes, sir.
वो कभी भी जी हरियाणा में जो सरकार है माननीय मनोहर लाल जी की वो कोर्ट के मैटर्स में कोई इंटरफेरेंस नहीं करती और ये सारा मैटर जो है ये कोर्ट का मैटर है वो किसको बेल पे आउट करते हैं किसको नहीं करते हमारा सरकार का ना सरकार किसी को बचाने का काम करती है और ना सरकार किसी को फंसाने का काम करती है जो बेल का राइट सबको है वो उनको भी बेल का राइट है और जो न्यायालय ने जो डिसीजन दिया है न्यायालय ने उनको बेल दी है उसमें सरकार का किसी तरह का कोई भी इंटरफेरेंस नहीं है जी
All right, sir. Thank you for giving your reaction on that. I would also now like to take a question. All right, my next question goes to Mr. Kapil Madan, who is with us. He's a political analyst. Mr. Madan, you heard the other two panelists there. Do you also have the similar reaction to the whole situation? Or do you think that, on what basis has he been granted a parole? Because the same situation happened probably 2 months ago, 40 days he was out, and again he's been given this parole. What do you think? On what basis is this happening?
Well, I'm sorry I got disconnected in between, so I could not hear what Mr. Kothari and the other esteemed panelists had to say on this. But let me make my point very, very clear here. Now, insofar as the laws of the payroll are concerned, we can't deny the fact that the state has a predominant role, which which becomes a deciding factor whether the payroll will be ultimately granted or not. Now, and we all know, the BJP government recently we saw in Gujarat just before the Gujarat election how Bilkis Banu's, convicted got the remission. Again, there was an uproar in the media. We can't lose sight of the fact that we can't deny the fact that the politics has some role to play because Ram Rahim apparently and admittedly has considerable following both in Haryana and both in Punjab. And before the Punjab elections also, he was granted the remission. So to my understanding, it looks like, while it is one thing to say that the laws apply for all, but you also need to understand whether, the other prisoners who are behind bars, maybe for a lesser term, whether they are also getting the equal, treatment, the similar treatment, the fast track payroll, which is being given to Ram Rahim, whether they are also getting or not. I heard BJP spokesperson saying that the BJP government, the Haryana government, the Mr. Khattar's government does not interfere in the court matter. But are you applying the law uniformly insofar as everyone is concerned? Is the question.
All right, point taken there, Mr. Kapil Madan and Mr. Bhupendra and Swapnil Kothari. Thank you for joining us and giving your reactions on that particular story.